I remember the day the sun turned red, and the sky seemed to echo my heartbeat as I stood on the rooftop, looking out over the skyline of New York City. I was Helena Montez, a 35-year-old senior bank executive, but in that moment, I was just a woman about to be crushed by the weight of betrayal. John, the man I thought I would spend my life with, had just proposed. The diamond sparkled like a star, and I felt like I was on top of the world. But then I heard the words that shattered my dreams. "I think we should call off the wedding." My heart sank. In that moment, I was not just losing a fiancé. I was losing the life I had imagined, the family I longed to build. It was a betrayal that ran deeper than I ever thought possible. I had sacrificed so much for this relationship, bending my ambitions to fit into the mold of the perfect partner, while he was busy playing games. I thought I knew him, but I realized I did not know the man standing before me at all. I stormed off the rooftop, the echoes of laughter and joy fading behind me, replaced by a heavy silence that enveloped my soul. Days turned into weeks, and the bitter taste of betrayal lingered like an unwelcome guest in my heart. I found myself drowning in work, burying myself in numbers, transactions, and the endless chatter of my banking colleagues. I had always had a hidden ambition, a longing for something more than just a title or a paycheck. I wanted to be powerful, to make decisions that mattered, but every time I reached for more, I hesitated, fearing it might cost me my chance at love. It felt as though I was caught in a tug-of-war between my heart and my ambition. I was determined not to let John's betrayal define me. I channeled my anger into my work, and soon I was leading projects with fierce determination. I won accounts that my competitors could only dream of. And I began to gather a reputation that made my colleagues take note. They called me lucky, but they had no idea it was strategy, not chance. I built my empire piece by piece, fueled by the desire to prove that I was more than just a woman scorned. I remember the day my former colleagues came to me, seeking my guidance on a new investment opportunity. I was shocked. They had written me off as just another teller in their eyes, but I had outsmarted them all. I was no longer the girl who wondered if she was worthy of love. I was a force to be reckoned with, and I was ready to claim my power. If you love Helena's journey, like and subscribe to join her next chapter. The turning point came when I received a call from a distressed friend. She told me how John, after calling off our wedding, was trying to win the heart of someone else, someone who had always been in the shadows. It felt like a punch to my gut, but instead of crumbling, I set a plan into motion. I would not let him walk away unscathed. My mind raced as I used the connections I had built, moving pieces on a chessboard that he could not see. I waited patiently, watching the web of deceit he had woven begin to unravel. I used my resources to expose his lies, strategically planting seeds of doubt among his new social circle. My friends, once loyal to him, began to question his integrity, and soon he found himself isolated. It was a strange sense of satisfaction to watch as the tables turned. I had transformed the betrayal into an opportunity, but I also felt a pang of guilt. Was this revenge or justice? The lines blurred as I realized how much I had grown. I had the power to shape my destiny, but at what cost? The climax came when I received an invitation to an exclusive event where John would be present. I donned my most stunning outfit, a powerful red dress that hugged my curves, and entered the room with my head held high. Everyone turned to look at me, and I could feel the shift in the atmosphere. I was no longer the woman who had been scorned on that rooftop. I was a woman who had reclaimed her strength. John approached me, a mixture of surprise and regret flickering in his eyes. I smiled sweetly, my heart racing, and I could see the realization wash over him. The girl he had underestimated had become a force of nature. He stuttered, trying to explain himself, but I cut him off. "You made your choice, John. I hope you find what you are looking for." And with that, I walked away, leaving him in the crowd of stunned faces. Justice had been served, cold and unyielding. I no longer needed his approval, his love, or his validation. I had built a life that was mine, one where I was the architect of my own success. The sun set that evening, casting a golden hue over the city, and I felt a wave of liberation wash over me. I was not defined by betrayal. I was defined by my response. I learned that love and ambition could coexist, but they must never overshadow one another. I took a deep breath, ready to embrace the future that lay ahead and the opportunities waiting just beyond the horizon. I stepped into the night, knowing that I was free and empowered, and that was the most beautiful feeling of all. I was Helena Montez, no longer just a senior bank executive, but a woman who had risen from the ashes of betrayal to seize her destiny. If you enjoyed my journey, remember to like and subscribe for more of my story as I continue to navigate the complexities of love, ambition, and the pursuit of power.